Thanks for joining us back here on Prospects Nation TV, powered by the SUV. I'm Marcus Burnett. I'll be joined by Chris Watkins shortly. So we got a bittersweet broadcast opening here for you. Good because we've got another game of action here from the camp games, but bitter side of things is that this will be the final game for this year's EBA All-American Camp. It's been a great 2 days. A lot of talent shown from each team. So while things are coming to a close, we appreciate you joining us here for this final webcast from the All-American Camp. Here we see Corliss getting it over to Taylor Darks. Darks with the nice bucket. There's Macy Morris, a player you want to keep your eye on. She's number 189. She'll get it out top to Selena King. It's a three from the corner. Shot's going to be off the mark there. It's taken by number 130, Alex Fast. So Taylor Darks will have it. Now she'll get it over to Hulamar. That pass a little too tall for Corliss. Corliss for three, off the mark on the shot. She misses, but Hulamar doesn't. The hustle there on the offensive glass, and it pays off with the deuce. Dark's gonna get called for the foul there on the floor, so they'll inbound it. Selena King, sharpshooter from the outside. She's by Corliss, who's one of the better on-ball defenders you'll find here at the camp. See her hustle from end to end, side to side. Here we got Darks weaving through. The defense comes down kind of awkwardly on that knee, but she's okay. So Macy Morris will bring it up. Morris, the University of Kentucky commit. It's a nice touch from the outside, but don't let the sweet shot fool you. Can definitely do some things inside the perimeter as well, whether it's being able to slash, get to the rack off the dribble, or using the much improved floater game as well. Selena King with the bucket there. Coming right back at her is Corliss. Corliss too strong on the floater. Macy Morris with yet another rebound for today. And again, the aforementioned floater gets that one to go in traffic. We'll have some substitutions on behalf of both sides. Versatile, do-it-all player there in Macy Morris. Kentucky's getting a good one. Nice defense there by number 31, Casey Collier. There's Keegan Sullivan trying to work inside, drops it off. First shot no good, second attempt. It's cash for number 194, Sutton West. 3 off the mark. Bearden on the offensive glass. Able to get 2 offensive rebounds there in that sequence alone. But defense able to hold. They'll push it the other way. Shot missed by Sidney Jackson. A little bit of contact on the play. This camp setting, allowing players the opportunity to be able to play through that, which I think is always a good thing. Within reason, of course. Mid-range J along the baseline, nothing but the bottom of the net. Number 34, Kaylee Shipman.
See Daly Sullivan there, number 116 in black with the pull-up.
Sullivan with a lot of tricks up her sleeve on the offensive end, and you know, that really holds true for that Sullivan family as a whole. Brother Green and Sullivan participated in EBA Top 40 camp just a couple weeks ago. Sister Keegan Sullivan also here on the floor, number 181 as well. So Sullivan family representing the Hoosiers stay well here in Atlanta this weekend. Jump shot's no good.
On that note, we got Sullivan defensive rebound to kick up to Sullivan getting out in transition.
Sullivan to Sullivan connection works out there. Daly gets the bucket to go. Bearden has that shot blocked. Good defense on the inside. Running ahead all by herself and able to finish. Number 171. Nice pass and the finish. Daly Sullivan with the finish. Number 117, Blakely Shurig with the assist. Blakely Shurig, you want to keep your eye on her. Shurig does some things that, you know, if you're looking for the eye-popping play, you might not see a lot from Shurig, but Shurig, who's number 117 there in the black jersey, was able to make several plays yesterday, not only being able to score the basketball, but also creating opportunities for other teammates. And had a lot of faster defenders on her, but was still able to use her craftiness to be able to create out there. She's a player you want to keep your eye on for just making the basic, sometimes boring, but effective play. And I say that, I mean that in a good way. Why? Because I think sometimes in the days of the Euro step, the crossover, and the athleticism that we see these days, sometimes it's nice to just keep things simple. Less can sometimes be more.
Yeah, definitely. You know, that's something that people overlook, but consistency is what you want if you're a coach, looking for what someone can bring to your program. And someone that's consistently knocked it down all weekend long is Cindy Holman out of Louisiana. You saw her right there with the 3. Some notable players checked in for the black team in this lineup. You have Dart there, number 188. Taylor Darks, who is a Furman commit. Also have Lachlan Corliss there, 129 in black, a terrific defensive player locally out of North Forsyth High School. You see her there, drive and kick to number 131, Taylor Wagner out of Florida. He shot the ball very well yesterday.
Poulamar working on the inside. a lot of congestion there at that point along the baseline. I have an opportunity at the free throw line.
Those of you watching at home, This is just one of a number of broadcasts we have coming from both here at Sewanee Sports Academy as well as from our PSB end of the road up in Tennessee. You can find all those on Prospects Nation TV live on prospectsnation.com. You can also find them on YouTube. Simply search Prospects Nation TV.
Nice to be able to have those available on demand also. So whether you're traveling to and from, got some football to watch today, errands to run, church services to attend, whatever the case might be, you're able to go back and watch these, whether it's later this evening or later on sometime in the week. See Corliss with the offensive rebound, misses that three-pointer. Brewer with the rebound. Nobody yelled wolf. The ball is tapped from behind, and it results in a layup on the other end for number 137, Sydney Hulamar.
Selena King cannot leave her open. Too good of a shooter. You got to identify where she is each and every time down the floor.
If not, there's a good chance you could be getting the ball out of the net. Here we got number 171 with a three-pointer. We'll verify that roster name here at halftime. We'll make sure we get that correct.
Yeah, she was actually just a late addition.
Taylor Wagner off the mark on the jump shot. Rebound by Brewer. Like how Brewer uses her size on both ends. Not on her feet, but also
Selena King.
King lighting it up in three-point land. Selena King, she shoots the ball well at all of these EBA events. No stranger to the rims here at Sewanee Sports Academy. There's Sullivan getting it to Shurik. Bearden with the block.
Yeah, you saw a little bit of with Shurik, what you mentioned earlier. Just she got in the lane, looked for the cutter. Does a good job of running a team. Nice close entry there.
Here's King. She's already got a couple here in this half. That one just off the mark. But you won't see too many qualms with her taking that shot. Once she takes it wisely, and also with the clip that she can shoot it at. Here we got number 186, Elizabeth Edler, getting involved in the action there. There's King. Gonna try another three-pointer. It's off the mark. Bearden another rebound inside. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I just mentioned Carla Bearden again, finding a way to impact the game. Even if she's not getting all those scoring opportunities, she generally does with the OTO there with the defensive rebounds.
Here's Sullivan. Just under 2 minutes left to play here in the first half.
The way Selena King's shot's gone in, the three she's made, it looks like it hasn't even touched anything. As she just sat there and drained her third three of the game.
She's silky smooth out there now. Sullivan going through the gauntlet. Gonna get called for the travel there. I thought maybe we had a foul call there on that play. Travel occurred before the contact. King with the push. Bearden has been hitting the boards hard this entire count. Keegan Sullivan. Daly. Ten seconds left to play here in the first half. 3-point ball game. King trying to make it a 6-point game. Ice cream.
She just shot 4 for 6 from 3 in that first half.
And that actually tied the game. That made it 24-24. Selena King shooting lights out here at Sewanee. Appreciate you joining us here on Prospects Nation TV. We'll take a short break for halftime. And we are ready to resume play back here at the EBA All-American camp. Marcus Burnett joined by Chris Watkins. The second half action's underway. Brewer misses that first shot. Corliss picking up the pieces, trying to take it the other way. And she cashes in. Sorry if I'm being redundant, Chris, but I just love Corliss's energy, how she attacks things on the defensive end, and the motor that she shows out there on the court.
We touched on it last night. You know, she's personally one of my favorite players to watch in the state of Georgia. One, because North Forsyth High School is right down the road from my house. Good friends with her head coach, Eric Herrick, and, you know, what she brings to the table on the defensive end. You know, whether they're up 30 or down 30, she's going to make sure that she's playing harder than anyone on the floor.
We see her bringing the ball up now. I tell you what, number 192 there in the white jersey, Alexis Brewer. I talked about her size earlier.
Again, the steal by Lachlan Corliss.
Trying to get the three-pointer to go with it. Just off the mark, Brewer with the long rebound.
Brewer used a little bit too much of her body right there, possibly an elbow to generate a little space, all in good fun.
Yeah, Brewer does not mind being physical there. He's going to get called for the foul there, but her size definitely an asset for her. been able to see her use that here in this count.
Great pitch ahead there by Macy Morris, and we discussed her in an earlier broadcast. She's actually a University of Kentucky commit.
Too strong on the jump shot. Macy Morris with the rebound, trying to take it the other way. Corliss has other plans, but in that particular instance, Morris's will supersede Corliss in that on that play. She gets the bucket to go. Macy Morris, another player we've been impressed with. We've talked about it on multiple webcasts, but she continues to give us a dosage of it each game, scoring inside and outside. Long and strong commit there for Kentucky. Got the steal. They've got numbers. Taylor Wagner waits for a second. Finally gets the deuce to go. Wagner here from the Sunshine State. There from that Naples area. Had a great EBA Fab 5 count so far. Playing well in the All-American also. Whistle was heard, but it wasn't on this court. Morris stopped just before she was finna pop the mid-range jumper. Here's Darks, going to be fouled there.
Liked her footwork there. Was able to kind of jab and then attack with her left, get to the rim with the foul.
Taylor Darks. Darks good on the free throw.
Now just make a running note, we have number of coaches coaching on the sideline for this game. We have Brandon Clay, we have our, one of our lead skill directors, Christian Simmons, that's at We Work Hoops, and we have Brandon Mayweather coaching the white team, head coach of the local Georgia Power, Central Gwinnett. As we have mass subs come in here in this final game at EBA All-American Camp. We'll be bringing you, following this, our PSB End of the Road Championship Sunday. While we got a break here, talk about kind of the uniqueness and what we get here with what you bring to the table here, Marcus, and with SUVtv.
I think we're able to give, the different viewers, when you look at Prospects Nation TV, you're trying to be able to see some of the best girls basketball across the country, both from a team standpoint as well as individual players that you're scouting or just want more background information on. I think when you look at Prospects Nation TV, that's where you really see the role that the webcast play, but you also see how the video clips, the recaps, the featured player evaluations, how depending on what type of video content you're looking to consume, you've really got, different shapes and segments of that. Whether it's just a couple minutes via the clips and recaps that you're able to do via Prospects Nation TV, or whether it's a feature player evaluation where you and Brandon Clay go a little bit more in depth into the player's strengths and weaknesses, or the full game webcast where you're able to really catch the complete dynamics of a game from start to end. I think it all just kind of feeds into each other, and at the end of the day, we just want to make it to where the players maximize their exposure, and those that are watching get to maximize how much content they can see these players in action.
On that same note, Selena King, on that, it's her 5th three she's hit this game.
Yeah.
She'll very easily be able to take this link to this broadcast, send it out to any college coach she wants, with her own background information, talk about her experience at EBA All-American Camp, and then they can actually go and watch.
I think what I love about it, the recap clips and some of what you do is we see Daily Sullivan get the bucket in there. It does a great job of kind of telling the story as it plays out there on the court, but I think the full games really open your eyes to some other things that the highlight clip may not always catch. Whether it's Brandon Clay coaching on the sidelines, going from end to end, essentially coaching both teams, or whether it's that player's body language after a key sequence, or whatever the case may be. We like to be able to really take those that can't be here and really make them feel like they're courtside. We see Sullivan get another three-pointer there.
Yeah, not the short change. We've actually got Kaylee Shipman, who is number 34 in white, has hit 2 threes here in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Shipman can be a real spark plug out there. I was able to watch her in, I believe, our next to last webcast yesterday. She really came out like a ball out of a cannon to start that game, both from the inside and the outside. Actually scored off the first tip. Here we see her guarded by Keegan Sullivan. Floater game by Selena King, who says, yes, I've got the 3 ball.
Yeah, 17 points for her so far in this game.
But don't sleep on the other aspects as well, as we see her get the floater there. Here's Shuri. Tough shot right there. We'll say that was a pass. That pass intended for Keegan Sullivan. Sullivan has it knocked away. King gets it over to Shipman. Shipman touches the top of the system, so that one's not going to count. You see substitutions taking place for both squads.
To the black team, you're down 4 right here with exactly 4 minutes left. You want to get an easy bucket right here and to get another defensive stop.
Shot off the mark. Another rebound for Carly Bearden. Brewer and Hulamar again continuing to go at it. Now Brewer guarded by Darks.
Talked about the defensive prowess members on this black team. Lachlan Corliss actually gets in there and makes that first tip on the ball. Selena King puts it on the floor, helps her team get the ball back here.
Catch and shoot threes, good to go. Cashed in by Sydney Hulamar.
Seems like the black defensive thing here. They're not going to let Selena King get the ball again. They let her try to score. Now they got Lachlan Honors. They get the switch with Brandon Dark. Sorry, Taylor Darks.
Good hustle there. So we're approaching the 2:30 mark. Left to play here in the game. Corliss gets it ahead. Nice defense by Carly Bearden.
That great look pitch ahead, but once again, Carly Bearden comes over and makes a play. Doesn't have the offensive scoring happening so far today, but her percentage of her team's rebounds are right there, slides over. Nice tip pass there by Corliss.
Corliss is looking to get to the rack there. Has it knocked out of bounds.
You know, Bearden actually had a coming out party, not this summer, the summer before. Had about 30 points for a very good GSB team, and you know, she kind of really got on the map there with her EOTO program, and here she's showing her ability to affect the game in ways other than scoring.
Taylor Darks able to get the score here on that last possession. King directing traffic. Finds a way to get it in there to Alyssa Weselick. Again, Weselick here, Charleston, South Carolina. Good on the free throw. Corliss will bring it up.
You got a shooter just checked in the game, and Taylor Wagner out of Florida.
It's King with the push, gets it to Weselick. Weselick, no good on the shot. Darks with the rebound. It's a 43-42 ball game. Just under a minute left. Darks calls for it. Wagner, that's a very good look for her.
That's the shot you want. That's the shot you want if you're a coach on the sideline. Great kick by Corliss, and look, see if they can keep the ball out of Selena King's hands here in the last minute.
Wagner makes it 45 to 43. 2-point advantage for her team after that three-pointer. Brewer to Bearden along the baseline. Bearden kind of tried to force that pass in there. It's knocked out of bounds.
You got Coach Mayweather telling Selena King to look, get open. They put a double team on King, and Bearden gets the ball.
Ooh, big block by Darks. But Bearden's right there. 45 to 45 ball game. Corliss gonna throw it up. So we're gonna have a sudden death. We're gonna have a sudden death overtime.
You know, and touch on Bearden, her ability to get on the glass all day long, and now it creates what's probably the biggest 2 points of the game to send it into overtime.
Yeah.
So her offense came along at the great time in the game.
Evan did a great job of not, we didn't see any I've got to get mine shots, from Bearden. It can be easy to see sometimes when you have the offensive talent she has, and you've had to, maybe play the role that she played as far as, the hustle side of things. She's played within the team the whole game. Big assist there.
Game over.
But we don't need a whole lot of time to decide that one. It's number 137, Sydney Houlimard says thanks. Ends the game with that three-pointer right out of the gate.
I hate that for Coach Mayweather. I thought he was going to get a victory right there. What a heartbreaker.
That's a tough one, man. But Coach will be all right now. We're ready to get ready for the PSB end of the road. We appreciate you joining us here for the EBA All-American Camp. I'm Marcus Burnett. He's Chris Watkins. We'll catch you back here next year.